What up, guys? Welcome to Death Wish Studios. Today we're going to be talking about the original Crysis. Now I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube though showing how Crysis performs with 480 GTX and now the all-new 580 GTX. What makes this video a little bit different is that we'll be reviewing the original Crysis with the 480 GTX Tri-SLI and 980X Extreme overclocked through 3.8 on air in 3D. Maybe this video will help some of you make that ultimate decision in the 3D world. And man, is this shit a badass world. Alright, now at the bottom right corner you can see that I have turned on the NVIDIA recommendations. And these recommendations work very well. Make sure that you follow these recommendations. You can run the game however you want though, but these settings are the optimal settings. For some reason, I don't know why, but Crysis is the only game that cannot run over 8x or higher. I don't know why. So I have to settle for the 4x AA. The game crashes for some crazy reason. You can run the game however you want, but just keep in mind you have been warned. For you guys fortunate enough though to take a leap of faith into 3D, just make sure that you turn 3D vision on, or make sure it's enabled from the desktop, and don't use the button on the emitter, because it just doesn't work. And certain games crash. It's a driver issue, I think, with the USB. I don't know what it is. It's an issue with NVIDIA, so they need to fix that. Just don't make sure that it's on the desktop. Don't try to turn it on while in game. Here I'm just going through these settings real quick. Make sure that I'm following all these recommendations down here. Let's see. Yep, everything's good to go. It also tells you need to turn off the crosshairs. You go check that and make sure that's clear there. Yep, and we're good to go. Alright, now that we have all the settings and the NVIDIA settings, let us go ahead and check out the performance of Crysis in 3D. Let's see how this thing does. Now, EVGA Precision does not run on Crysis, so luckily we have Fraps to help us out. Also, keep in mind, Crysis is the only game that takes a chunk out of your video and processing power. Add 3D to the mix, and you have a whole different beast. Now, at the top right corner, we have the frames per second. Most of you do not have 3D, so you will see a blurred image. The ones that do have 3D cannot see the effects either, since this is YouTube. If you can figure it out, then please let me know in the comments below or message me so I can upload some Stereoscopic 3D videos. That way you guys can enjoy the 3D effects as well. Now, 3D is fairly new. It has been out for a little bit now. More and more people are starting to jump into the fantastic world of 3D. I also have a 3D TV and play some Black Ops on there, and it surely gives you an advantage, for me anyway. So I don't know about some of you guys, but I think that 3D it helps you out a little bit. 3D adds that little bit of depth on your screen, and your screen becomes a gateway into the game. However, 3D is very expensive right now, and there is not enough content to buy a 3D TV. But if you have the money, get it, and you'll be prepared for the future. PC, on the other hand, is different. You can play over 350 games in 3D with a PC. Right now, consoles have only 5 or 6, I believe, and one of them being Black Ops. The other in PS3 are, like, example, Pain and MLB The Show, and hell, I forget the others. But there's not many. I'm sure you guys know that. So if you were to bet on it, 3D, PC is the way to go right now. In the future, consoles will have more content, so you can buy a 3D TV and be prepared however you want. But buying a 3D monitor is just the beginning of the rabbit hole. Alright? So don't think that I'm just going to buy a 3D monitor. You will need at least a 4 series video card. You can go less than that, but you will not be getting all of the eye candy with the game. One card will run the game in 3D and the graphics brought down just a little bit. 2 cards will give you a lot of glory. 3 and above, well, you will be in heaven and possibly slap God in the face since you are playing in 3D. Now, I have my cards overclocked just a little bit over the 580 GTXs. So I'm getting about the same performance of the 580 stock, if not better. So you do the math if you overclock the 580 or if you have a 580 GTX. Which brings me to my next point. 480 GTXs, or the 580, sorry, the 580 GTXs just came out. Okay, I bought the 480 GTXs about 4 months prior to the 580s coming out. My cards before the 480s were the Ultra or 8800 Ultra. Yeah, I know, old school. I usually wait about 3 or 4 generations of cards before I upgrade to the next one. If you have the money to buy the card as they come out, well then, more power to you, because I sure as hell don't have that kind of dough. Alright. Processors, I usually wait about 2 to 3 generations, since they do not they don't change those as much as cards, which is as much as people change their frickin' underwear, it seems. You know, I'm sure by the February of next year, or someone said in a comment somewhere, March of next year, they'll have the 680s come out, or the 585s. The 680s will probably come out in 2011. The 780s will probably come out in a year from now. Oh, the hell with that. You see, so it's the 480s right now work just fine, to me anyway. So if you have a 4 series card and are trying to save up for the 580s, save your money. Just overclock your current card and buy yourself a liquid cooling system if you don't have one, because you're going to pay $1,500 for 3 brand new cards and get about 10 frames per second more, when all you need to do is overclock your current 4 series cards, 480 GTXs especially, and you'll be fine. Right now I'm just going to shoot these dudes right here. Oh, I was going to fuck that guy up, but oh the hell with him. Now, what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, the $1,500 you're gonna spend on 5 GTXs and gain 10 frames per second. Talk about a very low money to power ratio when you got a freaking 480 GTX sitting right there. But if you still want to save up for the 580s, go for it. It's your money, not mine. Well, there you have it, people. Crysis in 3D. If you would like to see my full system specs, just head over to my channel and click on the Metro 2033 review with the 980X, and it'll give you the breakdown of what I got on my system. Don't forget to rate and comment so that I may bring you better videos in the future. You guys can subscribe if you want, but I really don't give a crap if you do. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is Deathwish signing out. Peace.